Oh, good morning. From me, Jay, Heartnsole, and Evie. Hello. We're back in the UK, and not quite such nice scenery as we've had over the last couple of weeks. But it'll have to do, and it's dry is the main thing. There's a bit of noise in the background today, so I do apologise for that. It's nothing to do with me. Core session. This is a 20-minute out and out core session. Okay, so no real cardio or other strength related. Important to do the core, foundation of your body at the end of the day. If you've ever suffered from back problems, then you'll know how crippling that can be at times. I've myself had degenerative discs for many years due to an accident. Spent my late teenage and early 20s acting and walking like an old age pensioner, and now I hope I probably act like a teenager because I've done my best to try and preserve my core. So it is really important, and if your core goes, especially your back, then everything else pretty much crumbles to the floor. With that in mind, this session is going to be 15 exercises focusing on your abs, the obliques, glutes, back muscles, rectus spinae, some of the deeper core muscles as well, transverse abs and pelvic floor. So we want to try and keep that engaged throughout the 20 minutes. With all of the exercises, try to contract the muscles, and if you look at my demo video about engaging your core, you need to pull your pelvic floor up. So think about going to the toilet, stopping yourself going to the toilet. That movement you do deep inside where your wee-wee comes out, that's what you want to pull up slightly to about 20% of your maximum effort. So if you was on the toilet, you'd probably be letting that a little drip or two. And your abdominals as well, you want to keep them pulled in, so drawing in that belly button towards your spine, just about 20-30% as we go through the exercises. If you do that, then you'll have constant engagement in your core, and then all the other muscles will start to kick in. If you do feel that they're a little bit lazy or they're not responding, I always find giving them a good old poke, because they automatically, instinctively tense when you poke yourself. So give yourself a good old poke around the area to start with, and that will start to activate and stimulate the muscles. Don't do it too hard because you win yourself, and that's not pleasant either. I'm going to do a really quick warm up because I've already been chatting for 2 minutes, but you can obviously do a longer warm up than this as well. So you can do it standing up. I'm kneeling just because my iPad doesn't like me to go any higher or further. So I'm going to do rotations around, so keeping everything neutral while you're doing this, and all of the exercises, unless I say otherwise, you're going to try and keep your neutral spine throughout, okay, which means shoulders relaxed and back, chest lifted, and keeping a nice neutral position in your chin, again, unless I tell you to do something different. So really trying to maintain your body's normal positioning. Okay, so all we're doing is just rotating now, just warming up all of our mid-spinal area. I don't think Evie wants to join in. Now if you're sitting on your couch, come on, get your butt off your couch and go and sit on the floor and do this with me. You can give as little or as much effort as you want. You can do this for each exercise for 30 seconds because these are 1 minute long, or you can do them for the full minute. Take breaks in between. The main thing is, we're going to go over side to side now, is that you do some of them and just do as much as you can. If any of the exercises cause you discomfort or you're feeling it a lot more in your back than you should, then stop doing the exercise. It could be that you're just not engaging your deep core muscles, deep stomach muscles enough, or that there's something slightly a squiff in your technique. So you can always message me and I will do my best to respond with all the information you give me. Okay, so just warming up the oblique areas now. Okay, so you're going to do this. Is probably best to do this standing up rather than on your knees, especially if you've got knee problems. Okay, so just doing rotations of the pelvic area. Do my Elvis impression. And change directions. I've had the flight and lots of sitting down recently has given me a right tight sore back. So if I start whimpering halfway through the exercises, just fast forward, ignore me, laugh at me, I don't mind. Okay, and then we'll do some tilts. So you're tipping forward, squeezing under. Okay, like a bucket, tilting. So just warming up the lower part now, around the sacrum and lumbar area of the spine. just waking everything up. Okay, so I'll quickly run through what we're going to do. As I said, we've got 15 exercises. We're going to work every part of the core area, and they're 1 minute exercise session for each exercise. And they're going to be progressive, working through one area of the body at a time and then moving on to the next. Okay, so let's do a few more rotations. We'll have a short break at the end of each exercise just so that I can waffle and tell you what the next one is with technique. That just gives you a little bit of a ease down part, and then have direction, and then we'll move on short, sharp and sweet to the next one. And it's as simple as that. Okay, so without further ado, and part of the warm up, I'm going to get my dog out of the way, we're going to do a walk out plank to start with. So all we're doing is going backwards and forwards into plank and up again, and for a whole minute. And again, with all of the exercises you can do modifications, so you can make it harder, you can make it easier, depending on how you're feeling at the time. So what I'm going to do now, get out of the way, really. Walk out, bum move. Okay, so walking out into plank, hold that for a second, walk it back. If you've got tight hamstrings, bend the knees as you come up, keep that chin tucked in for me, and then come down. So walking out, remember neutral spine, neutral positioning, and back. Okay, so I'm going to try and do this now with straighter legs. Can't see my head, but trust me, you're not missing that much to see up there. And okay, so I'm going to start spinning it up just a little bit. Pull the shoulders back at the top, tuck your chin down as you come forward, eyes facing down, and back. So this is a good little warm up to start with. And everything else moving, getting the legs a bit stretchy, and back. Last few seconds coming up, and then we're just going to stay down on the floor into a Superman. Okay, down we go. Shift your bum. Point. Okay, so going straight into a Superman now. So shoulders and hands in line, hips and knees in line, toes down, and we're coming up. Trying to keep the pelvis parallel with the floor. So watch you don't start tipping up that back hip as the leg comes up. So stretching away from each other. Remember, still squeezing in those abs and the pelvic floor as you go. Stretch it out. If you want to make it a little bit more challenging, then keep the toe off the floor, off the opposite foot. So see this one? Keep that up. You'll be amazed how much stability you lose when you take the toes off the floor. And I can't talk because I can't concentrate at the same time. So just on the knee, otherwise keep the foot down just to give yourself a bit more stability. So working the back here, working the core to the front of the abs, and a lot of the erector area in the lower part of the back. See me wobbling, trying to hold it without my toes on the floor. Awesome, okay, so there we go, we've got 2 down. We're going to move into another back exercise now, which is going to be a breaststroke. Lay yourself down on the floor, arms out in front. Lift up the shoulders, head facing down, and we're doing a big strong breaststroke. Breathe in and breathe out. Got to say, remember to keep that breathing in through the nose nice and slow. So if you want to take this up a little bit, you can lift the legs up now. Just hold them there. We're not going to move them. We're just lifting up. Doing big sweeping motions. It's all Pilates work at the moment. Elbows in tight to the body. Feel your middle back and glutes if you've got your legs up. Doing a lot of work here. Lovely. Do like a good breaststroke. In and out. In and out. Big squeeze of those back muscles as well. Ooh, nurse. This is a long minute. Coming up to the last few seconds now. Keep holding this position or have your legs down. Awesome. Alright, yo. So we're going to stay down, the last one before we move on to our sides. Already done for the exercise, so we're going to do a dorsal raise now, so you can rest your head on your hands. Legs come up and down. So you're squeezing your melons now. Big squeeze and down. Big squeeze and down. Okay, working a lot of the glute area, so all around here. Still working the lower back, some hamstring and down. Keeping the legs, hello, hip width apart. Hello. You want kisses? That's it, and breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. Remember, always breathing out on the hardest part of the exercise, and breathe in as you relax down. In, out, shake it all about. Nearly there, okay, we're going to move on to our sides after this one. How you doing? You're looking good? Feeling the workout in your core. Lovely, thank you very much. Right, so we're going to go on to side plank now. So two versions, either knees bent and hips up, or straight leg, arms straight up. Okay, so you want to imagine you're between two panes of glass, so you're not leaning forward or back, and you hold this position. And again, if you want to take it up even further from here, you can add a little arm move, okay, up and down, or you can move the leg as well. Don't know that I'm going to be doing that for a minute, I'm slipping. So either you can keep your feet either astride each other or on top. Okay, the less points of contact you have with the floor, obviously the more unstable your body is. So if you want to challenge yourself to make it more unstable, have your feet on top, otherwise have them one over the top of the other, or your knees down if that's too much of a challenge and you find it uncomfortable in the shoulder. Okay, coming up halfway. Ooh, let's bring a few leggy bits in just to annoy myself. Ooh. So working here, all the oblique, that's what we need to think about. Ooh. Squeeze and lift that side. This is not easy, not a lot. Last few seconds, and relax down. Okay, so before we go on to the other side, we're going to do another exercise on our side. Rest your head on your arms, feet together, hand in front to stabilise you, and you're lifting the legs now, up and down. Again, you want to make sure you're not tipping back, so feel free to put your hand behind just to encourage yourself to keep in a nice straight plane. So working now, obliques, the QL muscles, quadratus lumbar, all down the side. Head down, resting on the arm. I'm going to take my other hand away. Again, gives me less point of contact and less stability. But feel free to have your hand down just to give you more balance if you need it. This is all about you progressing at your own pace. Isn't that right, Evie? Yes, she says yes. Good, and squeeze. Feel these quite quickly at the side. Ooh, keep those feet together and squeeze. Strong core, make a strong you. The last few seconds then. Ooh, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Okay, we're spinning around for the other side of side plank. Hey dog. So up we go. First off, just going to hold this position initially, get yourself comfortable. My dog's licking my feet, bit of a distraction. They're clean, don't judge, they're clean. Well, they were clean last week anyway. Okay, also if you want, which I didn't say, you could do the plank on your hand. So if you want to come up a little bit more. Okay, so you can hold the plank here. Again, you can see you've got even less points of contact now with the floor and less stable. Yes, I know, it's a hard life being a dog. You just sit right in front of me. Well, it gives me an audible reason not to collapse on top of you. Okay, coming up to the last few seconds. So again, remember you can do this with your knees bent and your knees down on your elbow, or you can lift that leg up, or like that. Okay, but I find I wobble a bit too much, so I'm not quite able to do that today. Okay, last 5 seconds. 3, 2, and drop it down. Shift your bum, you. Come on. Come on. Right, we're down to the other side of the QL raise. So, Evie, darling, my little gorgeous one, sit out the way. Get out of the way. Legs up. Legs up. Head down, resting on your arm. Have a block underneath if you want, or a pillow. Okay, squeezing your obliques. Remember, don't let yourself rock backwards. You can always do these against a wall or something. Now she's licking my armpit. Such a disgusting dog. Stop it. Because I ain't going to lick yours. Keep going. Keep going. Big squeezes. Remember, have your hand down in front if you need a bit more stability. Working, you just feel this all the way down. your obliques. Take a rest if you need to, otherwise hold this position. Stupid dog. Okay, last few seconds coming up. Are you good? Are you still with me? Are you still sitting on your couch? Because really, I'm going to come round, throw a bucket of water over your head. Remember the old ice bucket challenge? I'm on it. I'm all over it. Thanks, mate. And rest there. Okay, so just before I move on, I'm just going to pause that for a second. Okie dokie. So just take a little rest. A little bit of rotation in spine. You might feel a little bit stiff now, because we're moving on to the front of our core. Okay, and then just sit back on the heels just to stretch out the lower back. Awesome. Okay, right, my fingers time has gone off, typical. Right, so we're going to go on into supine position for some Russian twists. So, feet down, hands out or in, leaning back. Okay, so still try to keep a little bit of a neutral spine, squeezing your abs in now. We're going side to side. There's various levels to take this up. To bring the legs up, go back further. But this is one of those exercises that if you're not engaging your core, as in your tummy muscles properly, you will feel this in your back. So if you're feeling it now in your back, you need to sit up a little bit higher, give yourself a good prod, get your tummy engaged. Okay, and if it's not going off, then you want to stop doing this exercise for the moment and just do some seated rotation. So doing this just from a seated position. So we're going left, right, head goes round with you. My dog's driving me bad today. She's got her shoes. If anyone knows a good behaviourist, by the way, send me a message, because she's got some severe attachment issues. It's like me and my shadow. Okay, we're on, last 5 seconds. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Right, we're moving into some crabs. Now giving the abs a rest for a second. So we've done these few different exercises. We're kicking. Keep those hips up, okay? So I don't want them down here. I want them up as high as you can. And kick. Head up, look up to the sky. And try not to kick your dog in the face as you're doing this. I'm going to move back a little bit before I do. And kick, and kick. So again, if you want to make this a little bit harder, you can do a little jump kick, still keeping them up high. Okay, watch that bum doesn't come down too much in between. Otherwise, just kick. Or alternatively, just raise a foot slightly off the ground. There's always ways to modify and progress exercises. So I just kicked her in the face. What's your fault for being there? I keep telling you to move, dog. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in. Oh, look at the lovely clouds. The English clouds. The roaring English clouds. Okay, we're nearly there on this one. Last 5 seconds. Got a nice one coming up. I don't think. Right. Leg raise. Laying down. Hands just either here first of all. Push down your abs into the floor. Legs up. Okay, we're going to work our way through the alphabet now. See how far you can get. So we're drawing the letters in the sky. Squeeze it down. If you need a little bit more support, just put your hands just underneath the bottom of your pelvis. I'm just on B at the moment because I'm too busy waffling. And I'm going to C. So nice and low. And D. Working a lot of the lower part of the abs now. How far through the alphabet can you get? E's always a pain in the bum. Oh, start at the top. F. So what I'm doing is just drawing letters in the sky. Squeezing down. Tummy muscles, okay? This is the weirdest looking alphabet ever, I have to say. My writing's not best as it is. My sky writing's not great either. Keep your head down on the floor, by the way. Don't do what I'm doing. I'm just chatting to you at the same time. I'm up to K. How are you getting on? What letter are you up to? Got 1 minute of these. Coming down for L. Belly button pushing down. Oh, last couple there. I've got a big O right down. I think I'm going to be finishing on P. Well, probably need one soon. Ooh, awesome job. Right, we're into good old-fashioned sit-ups now. So remember, keep that chin away from the chest. Squeeze down, breathe out on the way up. Okay, you want to make these harder? flop out your legs to the outside, takes the hip flexors out of the question. And if you need to drop down a little bit, just go into crunches. You don't need to come all the way up. Let's get forward. Again, if you want to make it a little bit harder, either bring your hands crossed against your chest, or you can lengthen that lever right above the head. And squeeze. And squeeze. You're not rushing these, I'm just trying to take the time to get the most out of the exercises and try and keep my form throughout. I'll bring my arms back across now. Last few seconds. Oh, 5 to go. And 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Staying where we are. Into a bridge. Very straightforward. Lifting the hips up as high as you can. Okay, don't slack on these. Keep the heels nice and close to the bum, which you can't see because of dog face over there. It's in my way. And keep your knees hip width and your feet hip width apart. Up and squeeze. So if you want to progress this, you can come up onto your toes at the top. Drop them down, up onto the toes, drop them down. Keep the shoulders nice and stable on the floor. And if you want to progress it a little bit more, then just go to one leg. Do a couple on each side, and then swap. 1. Okay, otherwise stick with both legs down and bring the toes up if you want to make it a bit harder. Squeeze. Working your glutes here, so your melons. Last 5 seconds. I'm starting to get a bit of sweat up now. And 3, 2, and relax down. Okay, coming into the last few. You'll be pleased to know. Okay, so we're going to do side crunch, which means you're going to drop your legs to one side, shoulders stay neutral, okay? And we're just coming up a small bit. Remember, keep that chin away from the chest. We're working right down the obliques now. This is a bit naughty, this one. And squeeze. Squeeze, so trying to come up really straight and neutral, not twisting. It's just your legs over to one side. That's forcing your obliques over to the centre. Breathe out at the top. This will seem like a very long minute. I find it particularly miserable. What about you, Eve? You don't look very impressed, I have to say. Okay, how are we doing for time? Oh, we're over halfway. Good, good, good. If you need to stop at any time, just stop, hug your knees into your chest, and then carry on after a few seconds. Alright, we're inside our last few seconds. And we've got 3, 2, 1. Oh, I don't know about you, but I felt that a little bit naughty. Okay, we're going to go straight onto the other side. Oh yes. Oh yes. Pain and pleasure. Pain and pleasure. Now, it's important to say, and I don't want to upset anybody by saying this, that people are always asking me, how do I get rid of my tummy fat? Now, although the core is really important, I mean fundamental, just by doing sit-ups, you're not going to get rid of tummy fat, okay? It will tone your muscles, it will strengthen your muscles. But the biggest way to lose excess weight and fat is to exercise and eat sensibly. Okay, it's calories in, calories out. If you want to burn that fat, you've got to be using more energy than you're consuming at the end of the day. We're talking a pound of fat is around 3,000 calories. Okay, that's a lot of exercise. We're talking about 4 or 5 hours running to get rid of that. Okay, we're moving on now into reverse planks. This is your last exercise, by the way. So, get your dog out of the way. Hips up, hold this position, head neutral. If you want to take it up a little bit, we'll go out and in on those legs. Or you can lift up and down, up and down. Otherwise, you just hold this position. I don't want that bum dropping. I want that bum as high as you can get it. I'm just going to hold this on my last one. Hold it, hold it, hold it. 1 minute, last exercise. Keep it going as long as you can. Squeeze your glutes. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Shake it all. Done really well if you've done this whole session. Try and do it a couple of times a week if you can, or add little bits in to other exercise plans. Do not neglect your core. People are off work more through back pain than pretty much any other illness. Par mental health, which is up there as well. Last few seconds then. And with 3, 2, 1, down we go. Right, I'm going to stretch this out again, okay? Really quick ones here. Glute stretch to start with. Well done guys for doing that. Hope you feel those muscles working big time. Okay, so you've got that leg across the other one, you're pulling that in towards you. Swap it over. One hand goes through the middle. Hello, are you back again? Hold it. Get off me. Okay, now I'm going to drop the legs to one side, arms to the other, just to stretch out the spine. Evie, go and sit down. Sit there, sit, stay. See what I mean by this? You've been a nightmare. No, don't sit in front of me. Swap sides, because they can't see when you sit in front of me. It's not all about you. Go sit down there. Okay, other side. Okay, stretch out, arms and legs, stretch it out, the tummy, trying to stretch the arms away from the legs. Da, 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 da. And then hug it all in, just to stretch up the back, bring the chin towards the knees. And then, you can do a little oblique one if you want. Okay, sitting up, stretching over. Okay, so stretching all the way down the side. Let me know how you thought that. Subscribe, give me some ticky likes. Any questions, I'm happy to answer. Again, if you're sitting on your sofa watching this and not joining in, me be very cross with you. Okay, so that's it for today. Jay over and out, Heart and Soul. I'll see you in the next one.